Citations, gaming enthusiasts, George My Nerd here. Bad guys. We all love them, at least we often do when they're fictional. And in video games, the themes which play while we fight said bad guys are often some of the best music in gaming. Ranging from bombastic to epic to dire, there's a diverse world of boss themes, and today I'm going to rank my top 10 favourite Mario boss themes. Because, you know, branding. Before we get started with the list of my favourite Mario boss songs, some disclaimers. The rules of this list are 1. No boss character can have more than one song on it. So for instance, Bowser can only take up one spot. Secondly, each game on the list can also only have one participant on it. These rules will give the video more variety. Also remember, this is my subjective list. These aren't necessarily the best or even ordered by quality, but they are my favourites, and I have the right to include them in my list for any reason. Even personal nostalgia! Dun dun dun! His opinion has no value because he's letting nostalgia be a factor. Just kidding, nostalgia is a perfectly valid reason to like things, ha ha ha. After first seeing them in a trailer and being gobsmacked by how ludicrous their inclusion is,
today I bring you an exclusive look at all of the new bosses coming to Paper Mario the Origami King. I know you're excited to see them, so over here they are! I've made a right mess of my bedroom.
I was even more amazed by how much I actually loved the Legion of Stationery and their battle themes. After finishing Origami King, I listened to the boss themes constantly. They all have their own distinctive personalities, and they all affect their respective chapters in various ways. And they all have tremendous boss themes that well represent both the location they're fought in and their aforementioned personalities. Hole Punch has a theme that sounds like aggressive dance music and also sounds very Egyptian to me. Scissor's theme is fast, sharp and erratic, much like the dual-bladed duelists themselves. And then we have the Shifty Sticker. Tape was my least favourite boss fight in the game. The Great Sea was also my least favourite chapter in the game. And yet, Tape's theme is so good! Like, that's kind of frustrating how good it is given the annoying boss and the place. Ugh. The best word I have to describe it is swashbuckling. It sounds nautical, feisty and piratish. I feel as if I should be having an epic sword duel with a pirate captain. And I suppose this is a seafaring chapter which fits the tune, but this fight is on top of a tower with a roll of tape who speaks in a New York accent. I suppose that farting fly sound is kind of evocative of a gruff stereotypical gang member like Tape is supposed to be. Oh yeah, just try not hearing a farting fly whenever you hear that bit of the song. Yeah, on second thoughts, this tune is a pretty good blend of swashbuckling and gruff gangster vibes. Yeah, it fits. FYI, I really wanted to put Hole Punch as my Origami King pick, but I went and listened to all the songs and found myself jamming out to Tape the most. So there you go. Honestly, I could see my opinion on this shifting. Origami King has incredible boss themes across the board, and if it were a game I grew up with instead of one I played as an adult, it would probably make it higher on the list. It wouldn't be a true boss theme ranking if the Mr. Video Game Villain himself didn't make an appearance, would it? The King of the Koopas has, of course, had many boss themes over the decades, most of which had to serve as final boss themes and were therefore rather dramatic and not very catchy. There's nothing inherently wrong with dramatic boss themes. Of course you want your main and final villain to be taken seriously, but there's reasons I only have one of these dramatic final boss themes on here. I tend to find more energetic, catchy tunes more engaging, memorable and enjoyable. And Bowser, who as I said is normally the final boss, is hard to take seriously as one, to be honest. In the RPGs he's a goofy funny guy. And in general he's someone who gets his ass handed to him by a normal middle-aged man on a weekly basis. So I find it much easier to be caught up in the drama of a final boss theme for characters who represent a more serious threat, like Count Bleck, Dark Bowser, or Elder Princess Shroob. The only time the dramatic Bowser music worked for me was in Super Mario Galaxy, which was partly thanks to the excellent composition and partly thanks to how much scarier he was than usual in that game, with a much higher stakes plan than his usual fare with wonderful dramatic build-up. But that's not the song I'm choosing for him. Partly because I already have another Galaxy pick, and I should probably only break my own rules once if I'm going to do it at all. No, I didn't say anything. And partly because I like a different song better. One of my several underrated favourites on this list is Super Princess Peach, and the song I'm picking from it happens to be the Bowser Phase 1 fight. In this game, Bowser still has his big dramatic climactic boss theme for the second phase, and it's pretty good. But the one that stuck out in my mind all these years has been the phase 1 fight. Bowser moves fast and he has a lot of different moves, so you need to be on your toes and ready to avoid or counterattack. The music in Kind is rightfully fast-paced and energetic. One of those songs you want to dance to as you fight. It gets you pumped! This is another one of those bosses where the song is so good you wish the fight lasted longer. So I don't have much to say about this one aside from it's energetic and fun, and it fits the vibe of the fight. Get it? Vibe? Because Super Princess Peach? This is a good pun. We all love puns, right? No? Okay. An honourable mention for Bowser boss themes goes to his Partners in Time theme, which is used in his team up with his younger self, and in his very good final boss fight as Strowzer. I must say, I really like the Strowzer fight. It's an interesting concept, shaking up the gameplay and really catches you off guard. It's so fun and unique and good, it's excellent. I love the Strowzer boss fight, it's so great. Everybody agrees with me, yes! Super Paper Mario is a game with plenty of good music and great boss themes. In fact, the whole Paper Mario series has incredible boss music, but I didn't want this list to get too bloated with Paper Mario picks, and although many of them are amazing bangers, the tunes I did pick mean more to me than the ones from Paper Mario 64, or TTYD, and Color Splash. Oops, I may have spoiled the game one of the upcoming songs comes from. Though of course this game's music is great, honestly I find most of the boss themes rather forgettable aside from a few standout ones that go really hard. Like when I think of Super Paper Mario boss themes, stuff like The Ultimate Show, Fractale and Brobot immediately spring to mind, and they're amazing. But when I try to recall something like King Crocus or Bone Chill, I cannot for the life of me think of how they went. Honourable mentions for Super Paper Mario go to The Ultimate Show and Brobot battle themes, but my pick here is Robot Dragon McGee over here, and also God Complex McGee. Fractale is the game's first big boss, so they really went above and beyond with the spectacle in this fight, and they did with the song too. It sounds appropriately grand and epic, lots of drums and cymbals to represent the enormous hulking beast that feels way out of your league as a comparatively tiny plumber man. But there's also a brief, less bombastic, though very intense segment that I believe well represents the parts of the fight where Fractale is flying around in the background, or goes off screen for a time. You know he's coming for you, but you don't know when. The tension is really strong in this one. Fractale may not be a difficult boss fight, but the music goes a long way to sell how cool and scary fighting a giant robot dragon is. Super Mario Ball. Or as you probably know it if you know it at all, which you likely don't because it's kind of an obscure game, Mario Pinball Land. Because most of my audience is American and we had a different name for it over here for some reason, but I do love hearing Mario yell, Super Mario Ball! Every time I turn the game on, then following it is the kick-ass title theme. Okay, I don't need to carry on anymore. I've looped now. Okay, where was I in the script? Where was I? Okay, in brackets, imitate title theme. Okay. But I better read the rest of the sentence again first. Every time I turn on the game and following the kick-ass title theme, imitate title theme, always gets me hyped to play it. This is a niche GBA game that was one of my childhood favourites. Back in the day when I had like 5 different games and I'd replay each of them on a regular basis. Now I have a huge library of games and I'm too paralysed by choice to replay any of them. Anyway, Super Mario Ball has a fantastic, simply stellar soundtrack. Music that perfectly fits the vibe of every area and scenario, be it cheerful and folksy for the grassland, beautifully mellow and relaxing for Under the Ice, or unimaginably catchy bops for the 5 boss themes. Although maybe not. Big Boo, that one, I don't remember Big Boo. I don't think that Big Boo was that good, to be honest. The Boo House theme itself was very good, but Big Boo, I don't remember being that good. Anyway, I'm doing a lot of little side tangents that aren't in the script, aren't I? They're all absolutely fantastic. And for me, it was between Toot and Koopa and Porky Puffer, and I went with Porky Puffer. I get some exquisite, aggressive nautical vibes from this tune, like you're in a deadly waltz with this huge fish, and you must dance it elegantly and precisely lest he throw you off balance. It's a tough fight. You need to get the bob-ombs to attack him, and you need to get good at timing your flippers and predicting where him and his minions will be to beat him. All while he chases you down, causing you to be launched in a random direction if he strikes you, and moves around rather chaotically, making him a difficult target. A fantastic bop of a boss theme, that's kind of a tongue twister. A fantastic bop of a boss theme that makes an otherwise frustrating battle much more bearable and probably more enjoyable than it would have been without it. Which is something I can say about most of Super Mario Bros. Boss themes because the majority of them are pretty difficult, so the music being so good definitely helps. Oh man, especially that Bowser battle. That Bowser battle is such a pain. Like, it's a long battle, so the pipe goes away fairly early in the battle, and he KOs your flippers like for a few seconds every now and again, and it's like really easy to fall through the hole, and if you fall through the hole, you go right back to the start of the castle. It's so painful when that happens, and it will end up happening a lot. In fact, I remember the Alpharad playthrough of that Alpharad on the Alpharad Plus, now Alpharad Deluxe. They played through most of that game, but gave up when they got to Bowser because it was too frustrating. Now it's time to talk about a tune that isn't even used in the game it's for! Did you know that Super Mario Galaxy 2's bosses were originally intended to have a faster / angry version of their themes when they reached low health? Well, they were, and Diggerleg's fast theme is simply glorious. Just listen. This thing is bombastic with a capital B. Or should I say, bombastic with 2 capital B's? Yes, that's a good line, Keep that in. That's not in the script, but keep that in. It has just the right amount of understated, quiet smoothness in its middle, building the tension with claps, and then it erupts in this awe-inspiring display of funky mechanical tunage that plays at such a breakneck speed that dancing to it makes you look like a man possessed. If this song was A, actually in the game, and B, used in a better boss fight, I would be so happy. The actual Diggerleg and Wump King, which I forgot to mention, the song is used for Wump King as well. I always think of this boss theme as for Diggerleg, though I don't think of Wump King when I think of this song. The actual Diggerleg and Wump King fight, of course, don't actually use this version of the song. Diggerleg fits the vibe of the theme well, but isn't a very good boss fight. Wump King is a much better fight, but fits the theme of the tune less. So sadly, this theme was never paired with its perfect partner. The slower version used in this game is still plenty good, but after listening to this superior version so much, it just sounds slow and wrong to me. Alas, what might have been.
I'm gonna tell you to subscribe, share the video, comment and like. Stick around here and soon you'll see that my content's 3 out of 3. I've been working night and day, so please don't click away. Mario games I like to play and talk about them all day. It's the annoying self-promotion segment. Ha ha.
Hey! We're halfway through the video, and obviously you've enjoyed it or you're curious enough about the outcome in order to get this far. So how about you go ahead and subscribe? I made lots of great and varied Mario stuff that you would definitely enjoy, so you should definitely subscribe right now. Or else.
Paper Mario Sticker Star. For such a controversial game with so much about it the fanbase hates, damn does it have some exquisite music. It has this delicious, mostly jazz soundtrack that I adore listening to the entire game through, and this game began what I believe to be a renaissance in Paper Mario boss themes. I'd even go so far as to say I prefer the boss themes in the Modern Arts and Crafts trilogy over the ones from the original 3. Sticker Star's bosses have banger boss themes all across the board. Some of my favourites are Mega Sparkle Goomba's Brilliant Battle, Endlessly Hungry Petey Piranha Battle, Malevolent Magic Koopa Kamek Battle, Event Battle, Bowser Jr. Battle, Tower Power Poke Battle, and Mr. Blizzard's Snow Bowser Statue Battle. I may have just accidentally listed every boss theme in the game besides Bowser's. I suppose I do really love them all. Did I miss any? Oh yeah. The best one. Goopa Blooper. The Enigmansion, the sound your hammer makes when you hit wooden objects.
Oh, that's such a good woodworking sound!
These are the 3 best parts of Paper Mario Sticker Star, and Goopa Bloopa's theme is almost as good as the woodwhacking sound effect. I want to say it sounds Spanish? Is this flamenco music? It certainly gets good use out of the castanets. Whatever sort of music this is, it sounds epic. And of course it does have a bit of an unfair advantage over the other boss themes by having multiple phases, but I do think that even if I only counted the most bombastic phase, ooh no, there's a good word that doesn't get used often enough, I still think it would win out. This theme is extremely unique in that it actually affects the battle itself, with Goopa Bloopa clapping along to the tune and also slapping along to the tune when it's his turn to attack, turning the fight into a rhythm game. The final phase of this song, which is activated by using the sponge to send his pollutant poison back at him, is a bop too. A more complex jazzy rendition of the Starman theme that really well represents how the tables have turned. And now you feel invincible. And hey, Goopa Bloopa claps along even when your music is playing. He just respects the craft. What a legend. This gimmick would also later be used in Colour Splash with Wendy O. Cooper in her excellent but not quite as impressive boss theme. I almost put a Colour Splash theme in this video because they're all excellent and it probably would have been Wendy's, but it didn't quite make the cut. And this list is very Paper Mario heavy already. Super Mario Galaxy is my other favourite game, standing right alongside Super Paper Mario, because I have a hard time choosing between things I really like, and this definitely isn't foreshadowing at all. Nope, no siree, I'm definitely not breaking my rules with this video, so you don't need to worry about that. Anyway, Super Mario Galaxy has absolutely phenomenal music. Not as much for its bosses as it has for its levels, but still some excellent stuff. An honourable mention for Super Mario Galaxy is Camella's boss theme, which I always really loved, and is always the first one that comes to mind when I think of Super Mario Galaxy boss themes. Also Bouldergeist as well. Bouldergeist is a great theme. That's also, what is it, like adaptive music as well, because it changes to a more bombastic, there's the word again, bombastic version when you get him down to his blobby phase. But anyway, Camella just about gets beaten out by the truly glorious Enter Bowser Jr. His boss theme in Galaxy is both a marvellous manifestation of his maliciously mischievous manner and has a bombastic beat befitting the brutal boss battle with Bowser's baby boy. The whole fight is extremely high energy and exciting and fairly difficult even for a seasoned player like myself. There's so many projectiles you need to dodge, all while trying your best to aim your shell shots at Junior's ship, meaning you need to think 100 miles a minute while this banger theme perfectly complements the stressful, chaotic vibe of the fight. It's a truly epic duel, and it feels amazing to play, especially as the music builds and speeds up. Overall, this fight is wonderfully fun, and the music improves it so much, and just creates a perfect bombastic vibe for a bombastic fight. Magnificent. Take a shot every time I say bombastic, blimey, I'm overusing it now. In the final, Bowser's Inside Story. I mostly go for exciting, danceable tracks, so there's not actually many final boss themes here, as they all have this epic, slower, more dramatic vibe to them. Not that that's bad, and there's lots of them which handle said drama really well, like Elder Princess Shroob, which just about didn't make this list by the way. It would definitely be in my top 20, rest assured. But that theme was depressing. It was eerie and invoked feelings of dread and hopelessness, which I think was an appropriate vibe for that fight. But in the final mixes in a whole different vibe the Elder Princess Shroob fight lacks. Determination and power. This is not a battle where you're using literal babies to combat a genocidal eldritch abomination that's going to kill everyone and rewrite history if you lose. This is a fight where your opponent may be a powerhouse fueled by the power of pure evil, but you're a powerhouse too. You're Bowser, a big, strong, hulking menace fighting another big, strong, hulking menace in an epic grudge match for the fate of the world. You're not playing as a bunch of plumbers who somehow get by with fighting anything and everything with the power of hammers and steroids. You're the Koopa King, and you're hyped to be here. Okay, I suppose he plays the bros too, but saying that kinda hurts the point I'm making, so I'd be happy if you please didn't bring it up. I love how Bowser's Inside Story does so well at writing the battle music with Bowser in mind, not just the boss you're fighting. The music does so much to make you feel like you're really Bowser. The enemy you're fighting isn't the boss. You are. This is a game I bet no one saw coming in this video. Especially since I'm now breaking one of my rules with it, but shut up, it's my video. And certainly not in the number 2 spot. I actually kinda like Mario Party 9. They were trying something new and unique that didn't really work out, but I'd say it's well polished, has great minigames, and the car mechanic isn't that bad, even though it does make me less eager to revisit 9 and 10 over the other games. But I was not expecting to be blown away by such a banger, especially from such a dumb boss minigame. This is a game where you roll dice. You roll dice and hope you get to attack Junior. That's it. It can be fun to shake the Wii Remote in a way that mimics shaking dice and throwing them forward, but there's no skill involved. The aggressive, fast-paced, angry-sounding jazz gives off a very casino-esque vibe, which is appropriate when rolling dice and relying entirely on chance. But they didn't need to go this hard and build up so much hype for such a lame boss fight. The music before the angry version plays has much more chill casino vibes, which is the perfect tune to whet your appetite before the drums kick in and you know it's about to go down. This is a great song with tons of energy and swing. It's just too bad it's used in such a hated game, in such an underwhelming boss fight. But there are stranger, yet more obscure places to find works of art like these. But sir, it's just the boss theme for a DS game that'll be forgotten a few years from now. You don't need to go so hard.
Silence! This song shall be my magnum opus, my gift to humanity! Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympic Games Adventure Mode for Nintendo DS is the very peak of video gaming quality, and deserves only the most exquisite of soundtracks. Now observe! Witness history being made as I compose the finest piece of music that will ever grace your ears!
When I gave that speech, I spat all over my tablet. Oh dear. Ha! I pulled a sneaky on you. You may not have voted for the Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympic Games for Nintendo DS video on this poll, but joke's on you, I'm talking about it anyway. Never has another video game song filled me with more hype. There are some that came close, the likes of Honeyloon Ridge Escape in Mario Odyssey, and Rainbow Road of Mario Kart 7, to name a couple. This song is played for all the bosses in the game, if I remember correctly, and that does mean Bowser and Bowser Jr. have it as their theme too, but I've decided that that doesn't count as breaking the rules because it's a general boss theme rather than a character one. This theme launches at full speed with nothing but a tiny drum riff to lead into the main tune. The song has so much energy to it. When I'm fighting these bosses, I honestly have a hard time not dancing to it. When the boss is short or easy like Bowser Jr., I'm disappointed I don't get to listen to it for longer. This song has me yearning for an epic high-speed race against a difficult foe. So I think I'd say the boss that fits it best is Big Bullet Bill. Actually, yeah, there is a part of the Bowser and Dr. Eggman fight that's a big race as well. It fits that pretty well too. It's been quite a while since I played through this game, but I have just recently started a new playthrough, and I plan to give this marvellous, frustratingly underrated game the review treatment later this year. Actually, I started it quite a while ago since I've been writing this script for ages and ages and ages. It's been so long. I actually started replaying this game when it snowed last, which was several months ago, and it's probably not going to snow again anytime soon. I like to play that game when it's like snowing at night time. That's when the vibes are perfect, especially when you're in Sparkleton. Hopefully I will get it together to play it even when the vibe isn't perfect. But I mean, I don't want to wait until, I don't know, January when it snows next to play it again and make this video. But man, jeez. Well, that's that. Be sure to let me know your top 10 boss themes from across the Mario franchise in the comments. This script took me an enormous amount of time to write, mostly due to lack of motivation, but now I've moved house and I'm living on my own. At long last, I'm bringing with passion to make all these projects I've been putting off. So, in case you skipped it earlier,
I'm gonna tell you to subscribe, share the video, comment, and like. Stick around here and soon you'll see that my content's 3 out of 3. I can work in night and day, so please don't take it away. Mario games I like to play and talk about them all day. It's the annoying promotion segment.
Hey, whenever you do a video, obviously you enjoyed it or you're curious about the outcome or get this far. So why don't you go ahead and subscribe? I mean, lots of great Mario stuff you would definitely enjoy. So you should definitely subscribe right now.
Or else.
his boss theme in Galaxy is both a marvellous manifestation of his maliciously This isn't good alliteration, I want to get it right. His boss theme in Galaxy is both a marvellous manifestation of his maliciously mischievous manner and a bombastic... His boss theme in Galaxy is both a marvellous His boss theme in Galaxy is both a marvellous manifestation of his maliciously His boss theme in Galaxy is both a marvellous manifestation of his maliciously mischievous... His boss theme in Galaxy is both a marvellous manifestation of his maliciously mischievous... I'll get it right at some point. His boss theme in Galaxy is both a marvellous manifestation of his maliciously mischievous... Mischievous or mischievous? 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 Mischievous, that sounds better. His boss theme in Galaxy is both a marvellous manifestation of his maliciously... No, I need to get to mischievous. His boss theme in Galaxy is both a marvellous manifestation of his malicious... His boss theme in Galaxy is both a marvellous manifestation of his maliciously... His boss theme in Galaxy is both a His boss theme in Galaxy is both a marvellous manifestation of his maliciously mischievous manner and has a bombastic beat befitting the brutal boss battle with Bowser's baby boy. Got it! Yeah! Yeah! Alliteration. Why is it so hard to read alliterated lines? Blimey, oh jeez.